Welcome to part 3 of the Timothy Bindner case. As a reminder, topics may be triggering. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. The people mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in court. The 90s were wild. Let me know if you want me to do a deep dive on the Richard Jewell case because it's also a good one. However, I do not think it should be compared to Timothy's case because Richard Jewell, he was actually declared innocent of planting a pipe bomb that killed 2 people at the Atlanta Olympics in 1996. Timothy Bindner has not. Other than having a defamation lawsuit in common, that is all. Do not compare Timothy to my boy Richard Jewell. The city of Fairfield's risk manager, Carrie Whitney, explained this perfectly to the aforementioned news outlets, and I quote, "The question was, do you spend $30,000 on a trial and risk having a jury award a big settlement to the plaintiff, or do you settle? We decided to settle," end quote. And let me remind you that when the police searched Timothy's Oakland residence on December 9th, 1992 for 16 hours and turned up nothing, at least that we know of, because several boxes of his belongings still have not been returned to him. I would not be surprised to learn that these boxes have been sent to Quantico. And his creepy van. On Tuesday, June 7th, 1988, at 3 p.m., a Contra Costa County Sheriff deputy approached Timothy Bindner on the intersection of Alhambra Valley Road and Castro Ranch in El Sobrante, California. He told the deputy that he was looking for Amber Schwartz Garcia. Timothy's blue Dodge van was parked there. The van had banners saying, "Yes, I'm from Oakland." It also had flyers of Amber's vanishing taped inside of the car's interior, with pictures of other young girls who looked to be about 7 years old. He would show up to these missing girls' homes of families who were going through tragedies. I wish not even on my own worst enemy, with a button on his shirt saying, "I love kids." In 1996, Timothy was caught writing letters to a 13-year-old girl in Walnut Creek, pretending to be a 17-year-old girl from Oakland. Timothy had a tendency to hang out in cemeteries and volunteered fixing gravestones. He once worked in a crematorium. In 1985, Timothy lost his job with the Social Security Administration as a claims processor in Richmond, California, for using his work computer. Timothy was able to obtain the names and addresses of little girls in Colorado and California and send the money, $50 to $2,000 at a time. With the help of his union and a letter of support from U.S. Representative Pat Schroeder, he was able to get his job back. On January 3, 1992, Tim's former coworker called the authorities and reported he brought Child P magazines to work. On January 10, 1992, another of Timothy's former coworker called the authorities and reported he showed up to work with a copy of Child P magazines as well. He also had concerns that Timothy had been volunteering at a nearby children's hospital. He would mess with detectives, sending them letters. Sometimes the letters would have the dirt he had collected from the graves of young girls enclosed. Timothy has admitted to local and federal law enforcement that he has had thoughts of harming a child but never acted on them. The FBI has recordings of Timothy Bindner simulating acts on graves of young dead girls in cemeteries. 2 out of 3 polygraph tests were inconclusive. 1 out of the 3 showed deception when asked, "Did you hurt Amber?" He said his nerves showed deception because he got mad at the thought of anyone hurting her. On March 22nd of 1996, Detectives received results of a voice stress analysis where Timothy showed deception when he denied being in Fairfield on the day of Amanda Nikki Campbell's disappearance. All of these girls were from the Bay Area. Amber Schwartz and Amanda Nikki Campbell were both wearing purple corduroy pants when they were both believed by the FBI to be kidnapped by a stranger. Amanda, Nikki, Angela, Michaela all had blonde hair and blue eyes. Angela and Michaela were taken on Sundays, both on the 19th of November, exactly 5 years apart. Amber and Nikki were taken on Friday afternoons. Dogs indicated finding Amber's scent on Angela Bouquet's grave. And just as a reminder, Bay Area serial killer Curtis Dean Anderson confessed to abducting and murdering Amber Schwartz Garcia, but her body has never been found. Angela Bouquet's mother's ex-boyfriend and neighbor, Larry Christopher Graham, was ultimately convicted for her abduction, rape, and murder. And Bay Area serial killer David Misch was convicted for the murders of Margaret Ball, Jennifer Dewey, Michelle Xavier, and Michaela Garrett. Amanda Nikki Campbell, Eileen Michaloff, and Amber Schwartz Garcia's cases are still unresolved. A May 8, 2009 Mercury News article reports a public defender asking a Contra Costa County Superior Court for a new trial for a Martinez, California 43-year-old man named Aaron Kayik, convicted of on trial for killing his 16-year-old son, and he was convicted of killing his 16-year-old son. Apparently, Timothy Bindner was part of the jury, and during jury selection, he did not disclose that he was a suspect in surrounding Bay Area girl missing cases. Timothy was alive and well at the time in San Pablo, and at the time of jury selection, his criminal background only revealed a drug and public arrest and a charge for the annoyance of children. He was also a prospective juror in a 2005 case against Scott Delinsky for the murder of Pamela Vitale. Tell me your thoughts. Do you guys think this is just a very particular man with very particular interests and hobbies? Do you think this man just happened to be at the wrong places at the wrong times? Diehard crime junkie fans would tell you that there's no such thing as coincidences. And listen, I am not a religious person, but I do pray to the genealogical gods every day that maybe, people's relatives keep getting tests so we can all eat cake and be happy. Thank you so much for coming down the rabbit hole where I currently live. As always, I accept and respect your opinions. If you'd like a copy of my references or notes, email yayareahousewife@gmail.com. Let me know what case you'd like me to cover next in the comments. I'll see you chismosas y chismosos in the next video. Adios.